Hello, my friends, and first of all, I want to thank everyone who is contributing their energy for these readings so they can actually take place because I read from your energy. With now over 4,200 subscribers, I also have to take in account that you're probably watching what your partner is doing and you're probably checking any other partner that they might be interested in. So 2 or 3 times 4,200, so we are talking about over 12,000 people energy that I have to kind of like absorb in order to give you these readings. So for those who are new, and for those who are old and who didn't do it so far, I suggest you also check your ascendant reading, Venus reading, and Mars reading in order to get sort of full picture from all the sides. Why? Ascendant is what is the face we put forward. Really, ascendant is not exactly as that sign, because the sign is the sign. This is your life path. This is determination. Ascendant is the face. It's like, let's say you hate red, but you wear red, and everybody say you're a red person, but really you are not. You're just wearing it. Venus is going to show who we really want to get, who we actually really attract, and what kind of vibrations we emit. So we will really get the feeling of how it is coming across. And Mars is really the person we want to marry. So if you're checking on this guy or a gal and you really want to know if you are in tune with who they really are, go and get on one of those free chart sites and check their Mars sign and check that as well. So this way you kind of like really understand all the influences. Next, there are 2 specials this month. Cat Tarot knows X spread. So if you want to find out what your ex thinks and wants from you, if he even thinks about you, why he disappeared, why she's gone, why they behave this erratically, or if you're reuniting, and how to go about it. Do you communicate? Do you not communicate? What went through their head? Some people really want a closure and they want to go back. Some people have on and off and want to find out. This is great. Regular price for this reading is $60, but right now it's $45 for the entire month. So take advantage of it. After the reading, you get your coupon and then you're good to go. So there is another special, which is like astrology special. So if you want a natal chart, you get your PDF for about 50 pages or more for $50. And also you can check the other readings. Some of them are really, really in-depth, like Fly on the Wall gives you everything about you, your past life, your soulmate, everything you really want to think of. So for that, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more details, and also you can find there how to order. Also, all these details that I'm mentioning are going to be down there in the description. And lastly, and this is a goodie, until the end of the month, liking and following my Facebook page will earn you entry for a 20 minutes free reading. So if you haven't done it, please jump on that bandwagon because the draw is going to be end of the month. Thank you very much, and let's jump. This month we are entering Taurus reign. Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthlies for a transition during Taurus period. So it's going to be interesting to see what is in the store for you. So this is just month before your own birthday. So usual as it is, in the last month it's a wrap up of the entire personal year, as they say in numerology. So let's see what that wrap up for you brings. The bottom of one deck you have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, and the other deck has Knave of Wands reversed. So it is talking about some kind of passionless kind of behavior or endeavor. We will see. Mind you, honeymoon is not exactly the best card to draw, in spite of sweet sounding kind of thing. As far as relationships, of course, we all have to kind of pass that stage of everything is so rosy, everything is so perfect, and sort of get to like really nuts and bolts of a relationship in order to really figure out how it functions. So this is kind of like probably a sign of warning about it, or it could be like, because it's almost the opposite. This is where passion is the highest, and here is like where you have the passion is the lowest. So it could be also that you are balancing, but you know, let's get there. So what are you dragging here from the past? You see, healing family issues. This is across all signs. It looks like every month we kind of have the karmic assignment, and you are almost getting out of it. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And this is basically merged with Six of Cups, right? And Six of Cups talks about, kind of being really caring, going to your nostalgia, remembering things that were so sweet, good memories, really nice memories, kind of things, right? So it can talk about reunions as well. So here it's Queen of Wands and Seven of Pentacles. So this could be you, that you're taking on that sexy Queen of Wands, right? That somebody who's a go-getter, kind of likes to do the partying, etc. But sort of like there is like impatience and burst of energy on one side, and there is sort of like actual lacking the patience in this matter. So healing family issues. So something may have happened in the past, something that you even think fondly of, that ultimately kind of could set you off on a wrong course of maybe forming yourself into something that you are not. Because Queen of Wands is fire, basically suit. I'm not saying because you are like air sign that you cannot be and kind of take fire, because it depends so much from your horoscope. But tarot is not a horoscope. Tarot can actually give you way more than your horoscope can, and that's why I don't kind of go too much in this kind of horoscope kind of issues. But this is telling me that maybe these two things are actually separate. Maybe your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, and then maybe you can reassess things from the past and then charge ahead, because this is literally talking about ramp up kind of thing. So we will see, because that was kind of coming from the past to the present. And what else is here in the root for the month? Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. However, this tells me that you are not being really kind about that. Queen of Swords reversed. And like, I like this illustration here. Look at her. She kind of laid her sword down here. She's not holding it. So that means, she obviously knows how to use it. Like, you see, she can cut anybody down. But like, the people feel so safe around her. The butterflies, which you do know, this is just for a cat. It's a B-U-G. I cannot say the word because my cat will come here. And it's look, even the little raccoon, kind of like, it's the whole harmony of being through and respect and everything. But you get to this and you get somebody in a really bad mood and a really bad day, somebody who feels wronged. So it could be that there was some harsh words, and lack of nourishment over here. Maybe you felt that nourishment was not there for you. And Queen of Cups. So you have two queens and empress, almost like three people here. So could it be that was the three people in this relationship? Could it be that somehow you really cut somebody off because it was not providing you nourishment, and this feeling of good relationship and feeling that, you can be emotionally stable there? Because this certainly talks about emotional instability, kind of like hasty queen, vindictive, kind of on many levels, on emotional level, on intellectual level. So that's why probably saying give your relationship a chance. This is always a time to be like this, I guess. Leave it for the last resort. I'm not saying you not to do it. Some people really are well deserving it, so don't get me wrong. But I do see here something. You do actually have storm in your life. And it looks like really the wrap up has to happen in so many levels for you. Look at this. Let's start with this. Heart to heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Well, that I guess is like working in a relationship. However, I guess this is why you're getting in a bad mood. Somebody was sneaky. Somebody did something harmful, something that violated you. Something has been stolen from you. You're really not sure if this can even be repaired. You kind of like feel, for the lack of the other word, violated, right? It's you tell somebody, please don't do that, please don't do this to me, and they do it, and they do it again and again and again. It's kind of a feeling of betrayal, and it's kind of a feeling, well, did you ever really care about me, right? And so you're actually going to be really nice about it, and you're going to basically discuss this. Not many people would do it, but you see, that can be a really testy situation, because you're discussing this where you're still very, very emotional about it, because it's lots of things at stake. You're really hoping for this relationship, right? But you are not sure if you can move ahead due to this, because this relationship is crossed with this. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. So this could be physical children, of course, and this could be projects. This could be things that you had with your partner. This could be things in your life that are sort of like equally important as children, that your children, like this YouTube site is my child, right? But look, something is going to shake that foundation. You are getting a tower right into the center. This is literally like somebody putting a dynamite and setting it on. So yeah, and that's going to be, that's going to bring lots of things on the surface. Lots. And I understand now why you're becoming Queen of Swords reversed, because you literally, after this, you have no time for niceties. You just literally want to be as effective as you can be and go quickly to the point, and you don't care how that sword kind of cuts, because this is basically talking about something that didn't work, and maybe this kind of foundation, this kind of like that render you emotional and betrayed, or maybe somebody was hurting your children, maybe somebody was doing something that you felt that's not gluing properly. So this is what's happening. It's undoing the whole works and saying, you know what, guys, this is not working. So something happens that is a big, enormous change, shocking, sudden impact, and it has to be built properly or not. But right after that, you're really not feeling like building it. Look, again, I'm feeling like, why the heck do I do that? You see, that's kind of growth from the old, and this way it isn't. This way it's like balance again, like which you had it over here as a 6, but it's reversed. So it feels like you're giving much more, or you're giving and giving and giving, and somebody's taking and taking and taking, and it's not getting better. It's getting to the point of religious factors. Your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path, and it's crossed with 3 of Swords. So it's again third party. Something has happened, Gemini. It's like, really, yeah, you're out of balance. This whole thing, it could be connected to your marriage, it could be connected to a relationship, it could be sort of like, yeah, look, you have the wish, you want to get there, you want to get this marriage, kind of like feeling protected, celebration, everything, but somebody crushed you. This rejected you at the very least, or broke your heart, and you got completely out of balance. And while this is somehow like the guiding star, you kind of have a feeling you cannot get there. Also, like religious factors can also be just like children, something that is really your core belief, where it cannot be changed. It's kind of like it is important to you. You kind of rotate around that. We all have it. What is important generally is there are issues about morality, or they can sometimes even represent the groups that we belong to, but this is more like something that is really, if somebody talks to you about it, you would feel very, very passionately about that. And this is sort of like this whole month flavor, kind of like going back and forth. Again, that these are swords, these are pentacles, so one is grounding, one is lifting. So it can also mean that you are kind of suffering over suffering. There were things in the past that right now you're spinning them in your own head, and they're not feeling right, and each time you think about them, they take you out of this balance, and maybe you're thinking about this union that kind of is not balanced out, it's not fulfilling you, and you're wondering why. Or maybe you started maybe you're being talked into staying in a union that you don't feel is satisfying your needs. Could be any of these options. So what is happening here in the near future for you is now encouraging. So this is cross of definition over here that I'm talking about, and something that is sort of like really how you feel, like kind of feeling, right? So right in front of you is you are actually opening up. It says keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, but you always are like that, Gemini. You're very open-minded. So, and it shows strength. You're actually given like major arcana. Things will start like to look up. Look, you're dropping off your burdens and you're getting the wheel. Major changes ahead. So, it cannot go on forever that you feel being dragged down. However, you have to be careful. Kitty is spinning this wheel, and sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're not. This is just basically saying that the more you get in balance, then that means that you're more in center, that less you're going to be kind of like pushed away in different directions, right? It's the same thing over there that you had. Kind of when you know who you are, when you stabilize, it is very difficult for the other people to kind of like set you aside and kind of like having this inner feeling. And you have 2 major arcanas and 2 tens. So this is something really, really major. You're given like keep an open mind could also mean trusting yourself, that you should continue, that it is worthwhile traveling. This is a karmic lesson. Just keep on doing, right? Because you see, you really trusted someone. You really did. You kind of felt, well, why would you betray me? Why would any person do that, right? And they kind of didn't care. So how do you feel, Gemini? You actually do feel good. In spite of all of that, you are really a trooper. You have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. And then you have Knave of Chalices, which is that romantical soul. Like you are opening up. You kind of like go, like, you know what? This cannot go on forever. It must be somebody, must be something, right? And however, you're still guarded, and after what you have been through, it's reasonable. And you have resolve to cut through not only everybody else. So I think this Queen of Swords was more or less talking about cutting through everybody else, but this is also a new beginning where you're not going to put up with the old patterns, even including your own. You are actually digging in deep inside of you and cutting any cancer, anything that you can find inside that has patterns that are not working out. And it is basically has to be be a balance. Like you have cups, pentacles, and swords. So yeah, you kind of want this like movie style romance, but you're guarded, and then you're cutting things out. So you see how this kind of goes nosedive down there, kind of like free fall. So it is kind of the things, right? You cannot play the game of love with sweaty palms. You have to repair yourself, all the holes in your own system. So people will hurt you. This is the whole point. People will hurt you. The point is like, how much can you withstand? How much romantically are you going to do it? So you're saying, no, I'm going to have a big shield, but I want to love. Well, this big shield is protecting the heart, so it cannot be done. So, but if you have the understanding, like, and this is maybe why religious factor showed up, to say, well, I know who I am. And literally, this is the line. You cross this line. You cross this, and you're finished. And I'm not going to be really nice about it because I have warned you about it. So I think that's where you're getting. You're getting to the point really knowing who you are, what works and what doesn't work. Outwardly, your friends are actually helping you. And basically it says ask for and accept support from others, and you are. And they're sort of advising you sort of like certain things are futile. You see here, we are kind of waiting for the ships and trying to and planning something new, which again can be the 3-party kind of a thing. And here it is like discussing things that happened, right? Trying to analyze this. And this is like with Knave of Pentacles, right? So it's again, you kind of, they see you as you're trying to build, and they're seeing you sort of like again not really fully being repaired, going blindly, kind of like walking this tightrope, like blindfolded. We see kind of that's not going to end really well. And maybe, instead of you making decisions, somebody else makes a decision for you. Your fears and hopes, Gemini, is free yourself. It is time to take back control of your life. So, fears or hopes, that is the same card here. You have the world reversed, which means you are not freeing yourself. You are still involved in the cycle. And I know this card, as long as you have it, you're stuck with it. And I think this is the heart-to-heart conversation. You do want this relationship. Somebody hurt you. You are so torn. What do I do? Because your heart tells you, I want this person. But your mind tells you, this person is not for me. See, you don't believe that's going to work out. This is the card of unions and getting ahead, and card of victory. So it seems like if you're staying, it's just to prove something to yourself. Or it could be that you're with a person who just likes to get all this attention, and who likes to get all these accolades, who likes to be put on a pedestal. So there are two fire things here. I don't know if you are releasing yourself from somebody in a fire sign, or this is just relating to the type of personality. Because again, this is like, I call it wash machine head. When it keeps spinning the same things over and over, it's like almost like self-abuse. So you have to stop doing that, because I see this is kind of like prominent even toward the end of the Taurus, because you want to express your love. So again, it's like, this is how we started, a heart-to-heart conversation, and it says go ahead and make the romantic gesture. But oh my gosh, why would I do that if the third party was involved? Because it sounds to me you're not going to get a clarification that you will ask regarding this relationship. And this is clarified with Knight of Pentacles. So it's not really building, it's not moving ahead, because that's one point, it's a big obstacle to be stuck on. And you're going to be spending quite a bit of the month as the Hanged Man, and actually just looking at things from a different perspective. It's a good card, I would say. It's basically talking about willingly surrendering yourself to this experience. Maybe really trying to see, okay, why is she not apologizing? Why is this happening? What is it I am not seeing? So you willingly surrender yourself to that kind of experience, to kind of like try to see that, right? It's also consciously choosing to take no action. So you're literally just going deep inside of yourself and looking for the answers, and you are simply here waiting for the right time. And basically this is what your friends are saying, kind of like, bide your time and don't make hasty decisions, Gemini. And I see that. So your reading is not over, because we are going to try to do the other two basically divination methods, Verasibili or Gypsy Oracle and Lenormand spread. And it could be different storylines for different Geminis over here, and it could be also more clarification in this particular situations. But it looks like you have lots of inside work this month to do, so we will see what happens. And I remember that you had lots of, should I reunite with someone, should I not reunite? So I guess this is still going on. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to take a significator. It's going to be for the ladies, but again, this can be anybody, male or female, because there are lots of energies. You're going to know, this can be even the third person over here. So we are going to find this information, and you'll be able to figure out who that is. Okay, so Gemini from April 21st to May 20th. Give me Gemini from April 21st to May 20th. Gemini. Okay, so you're starting. So I'm doing sort of a mini grand tableau, let's call it that way. Sort of extended box spread. and this is always seen upright. The other spread it's not, and I'm going to be watching it. And this is just, you know, more information when you kind of like take this in account. Okay, so what do I see here? Yeah, absolutely. Right on top of your mind is like some kind of betrayal. It is something that was secretive, that is not revealed, and you want to shed some light on it. That's without a question. It's right here, and you are not willing to kind of like put your anchor down. Like it's kind of like this is preventing you. You actually do want to, but you need to get through this in order to get there. And you see, it is connected to commitment. It's connected to the further communication. It's connected to this kind of lovebirds thing. It's you're wondering, even if you kind of do that successfully, if this is going to be a cross to bear, if this will ever heal, right? You in this entire situation are also trying to maintain the utmost perfect reputation. You see, there is some crossroads. It was about your home. Where is your home? Who is your home over here? And this, I would say, also affected your health. But overall, look, there are some Geminis out there that actually who didn't have that happening, who will actually have to deal with the inner kind of things inside, the inner work about kind of shedding any leftovers of negative energies, like healing those family issues, which I think is common to everyone, and unravel the secrets within yourselves, kind of unlock them. Literally, this is why key is here, because you have to kind of clear this. And if you clarify why you feel this harshness and you get to this, okay, let's get this anchor, right, and sun, then almost like your path would be cleared. Here, let me grab this for a sec. You see, your path would be cleared here to basically just move toward reunion and kind of get it anchored and kind of like have this covered with sun and keys, solution and communications. So sort of like that wouldn't be such a bad cross to bear. But as I said, there are certain things here, right? These three things that are an obstacle. So, and it is with the love communication, these are lovebirds cross to bear. So let's see, let's see a gentleman here. Pardon me. Let's see a guy over here and see what else we can learn. What am I doing here? Pardon me. Would you? I just had it. Anyway, so let's try to find a male significator, which can represent again you, or a different type of Gemini. It can actually also represent the last one, of course. It can also represent the so you see all of that, that means he was actually the first next one. This actually means that all of that stuff in that ring that you're going to is going toward actual reunion. So it sounds to me those crossroads there would be like the destiny is your hands. Are you going to take somebody who is very fallible, who kind of is imperfect, and forget? Are you willing and capable to forget? Religious questions that we had there was, are you really able to deal with that? You're really asking yourself, because I think on one side you are really willing to deal with that from the heart, but you're not willing to deal with it from the head. And I think you have this anger. That's why you had Queen of Swords in your head. You have a big anger inside of you which lashes out, but your heart is still calling this relationship. So that's where the clash is basically happening, right? So what I will be doing right now is I will try to clarify this for a guy over here and see what happens with this, right? So, oops, is this still recording? Just let me see. Yeah. So this can also be you ladies, or it can be a love interest, or this can be you guys over here. So let's see what is in happening around situational kind of like perspective. Okay, from April 21st to March 20th for Geminis. Okay. Okay, right off the bat, I see that either you guys, Geminis, or somebody from your past is trying to reconcile with you. It's going to tell you everything that you really, really want to hear. But that guy has issues. That guy has cross and demise and coffin really, really directly surrounding him. And there is obviously some sneaky kind of things in the past here, and it could be related to commitment. There will be communication about this guy. Electronic communication most likely. He will be swearing on his loyalty and promising and hoping for a new start, really, really begging. And he'll claim that he improved his reputation. But the fox talks about somebody's lie, and that was that 7 of swords that we have seen there. It's repeating over here. He has been really humble with this entire experience. Now when things have died for him, it looks like it's the end of the relationship here, right? And for some of them, he could be just like out the home as well. And almost looks like he got what he wanted, and then when he got it, that was, oh my God, beware what you wish for, because you may get it. And then all of a sudden everything exploded in his face, and from all the sides. So if you guys are Gemini, so I know it could also, it shows attending some kind of parties, and it could be some kind of business development as well. The bear and the house here in the future. But this person like really has to resolve issues everywhere. This person is really everywhere, kind of like has the issues, like double whammy, fox and demise here. Then the coffin, that was related to relationships. So it could be the work issue, this could be the romantic issue here, right? And so this is somebody from the past, happenings and gatherings, datings, the key to something. And then communication, loyalty, and something else. So I would say he's really busy kind of doing things, right? He might have financial worries though, and maybe that is what is conveyed over here. It could be an issue of his job, that something is happening, because the bear card is not necessarily a love card here, and he has a bear and he has also mice. and that talks about cash flow issues. So Bear, it talks about that he really doesn't care about how other people are going to see his advances. Literally, he feels, well, I want to start this, and I will disrupt your current relationship if I have to. Kind of really could be somebody in a management position who kind of is used to having his own way. So as I said, it will be his cross to bear, because he'll have to build reputation back, and he'll have to prove this loyalty in order to move ahead. So just keep in mind where his positioning is. And lastly, I'm going to do the Gypsy spread. So let's see what more we can find out there. And this is going to be for singles, both for males and females separately, and then for a couple. So let's find a lady significator. Sweetheart. So again, if you are a couple, or if you're on and off, then you should see both the single and couples, and even couples might see themselves here, just tarot is that way. So let's see. And again, that can be representing a different other person as well, a man as well, so keep that in mind. So April 21st to May 20th for Gemini. Ooh, there we go. Let's see if I can actually make it closer. Well, as I said, really, it's going to be multi-purpose over here from what I see. Let me just see if I can maybe bring this closer to you here. So what is basically happening here? You have doctor, reunion, service, wedding, faithfulness, pleasure seekers, widower, and frivolity. So this is talking about healing. It is talking about, you see something happen, a third party happened, most likely, recovering from it. Widower is somebody who just managed to get the strength, and you had strength there, remember? Just managed to have the strength to just go back in living properly, etc. And then there's this offer of reunion, or reunion could be on your mind. And so you see the wedding and the reunion are just meeting, but there are like so many factors, sort of like, again, in your mind, you kind of like buried it, right? But there are still issues over here that you kind of find on some level how this is servicing you. This is why you got the service. And you want to see, like, this is like frivolity, lightness. You kind of like feel your life is currently so complicated and so hard that you're really hoping to see something really, really much easier, and kind of like see a solution, and try to see how you could do it. If you're single and looking, that means that you might be getting somebody from your past back in your life, that somebody may have hurt you again through the third party, that somebody may have been hurt in the meantime, so watch the motives. This kind of loyalty could be just because they need to kind of sedate their emotions, and you are the drug. And remember what happens to the bird with a broken wing? It's a broken bird syndrome. They will fly away, right? So, okay, let's see a guy. It is unbelievable. Absolutely every single time. It's okay. It's not the last. It's not penultimate. It was just in the last 10 cards this time around. It's advancement. Okay, so see again, Gemini. Could be Gemini guy. Could be your love interest. So let's see what surrounds, this particular like storyline. Gemini, April 21st to May 20th. April 21st to May 20th. Again, oh my gosh, look at that. Now, this is interesting. We now have people here. Oh my God. Look, two guys. Somebody could be two-faced. I mean, is that you, guy Gemini? On one side, you have secrets. On the other side, you have a wife. You know? So anyway, for this guy that you're inquiring, or for you, Gemini, again, also it's reunion in store with some kind of committed relationship that's going to make you super happy. And this could actually even mean moving in together. And again, it has been a third party over here, something that has died, but something that is still looming over as some kind of secret, something that is still kind of unspoken and has to go deeper in it. So it's really short and sweet, like hoping for the happiness, but kind of like trying to leave this behind you. But again, it could be another guy, it could be another woman, it could be three basically party situation. It has been in the past. Also, it could be that it can go both ways, that this person is open to all the possibilities. Oh, should I reunite with my wife, or should I reunite with someone else, right? It's kind of really interesting spread, especially because there is another guy over here where he kind of like almost feels a rivalry. And men, particularly men, do that. They will kind of chase you if they feel or think there is somebody else after you. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And let me now try to do couples, and I already have them here, and see what's going on, because in this story it would show that some couples will be reuniting, at least like one partner would want to reunite. This could be with children, doesn't have to be with children. Okay, let's see. Couples. Gemini from April 21st to May 20th, and it's time. So again, this, I'm always for general readings looking pardon me, upright, and it can significantly change the meaning when it's the other way around. So I'm trying to cover as many possibilities as I can as I go along. So here I have the priest. Priest can actually mean judge, and jealousy, obviously something happened in the past. Again, we see the third party and they are like knighting. So he was the one who kind of went out. Again, ladies, gentlemen, prayers, and even singles, if you're watching this, you know, this can reflect, if you are in a third party situation, this can reflect the couple. If you are the third party, so etc., right? So now, you see, it's kind of, yeah, the situation is not good. Like, I mean, it was getting toxic. Like, somebody got so jealous, it literally needed support. And, you know, the mess somebody found about something, right? That kind of shaken the entire life. And this is where this kind of like pause happened. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Like, I mean, everything that I'm used to, this constancy, which is kind of building it brick by brick by brick. Really, it even shows it in the card. See, it's something broken that has to be like erected back. But this whole thing started to be under big question, because oh my gosh, like, what happened and why did it happen, right? And it is hoping for sort of like solution out of it. It's hoping for happiness and hoping for friends to help. So a lot of things is like happening over here, but there are still three people happening here. And you know, it could be even another woman yet that is a friend to one of these partners that somehow is involved into this whole thing. But I don't think that person would actually do anything wrong, to be honest, because I think she's going to remain a friend in spite of everything. But she is mostly his friend, or that could be he actually as well, somebody who might be nudging him into kind of taking legal action, which can make the wife jealous and depressed and dreading to get this kind of information. So it's almost like cutting everything, gift of a marriage, cutting that, taking away this. So some of you, right, are going to still have that big cloud over, what do I do? You know, they are together, but there are so many things swirling around that are lots of questions. So lots of directions. One is like, okay, let's forget about it. Let's just fly away, put it all behind. Another one, let's just be happy. Who cares, right? The third one is like, oh my God, like, I mean, how do I deal with this? This is really eating me alive. So depending on which type you are and how nervous you are and how much things bother you, that's how this situation will resolve it, because literally you can write your own ending over here. So Gemini, you will probably write your ending for me, and I hope you kind of give me this input on over here in the comment section. And thank you so much. And for private readings, just contact me directly. Thank you. Love you.